And now I'm going to shift gears and help you out a little bit because I'm sure your wonderful wife, Lil McKinnon Hicks, is listening. At least we hope she is. And Lil is well known in the advertising community herself, and she's kind of reinvented her career. She's making jewelry now, isn't she?
She's a silversmith and doing beautiful jewelry, and her sales are up 90% this year.
Well, what does she think? What was her thought of her husband writing novels? Is she an editor? Does she help? Does she leave you alone?
She's a superb editor, very much on the technicals, and I can't proofread. You know, my eyes are shot. I just can't do it. But she's great at it, and it took a little adjustment at first. You know, it took okay, I'll listen to any suggestion you make. I'm not going to take all of them. And so we had to get used to the, I don't like that suggestion, or you've rejected my suggestion. We had to work our way through that. Lil is so even-tempered that it was very easy for me. I'm sure it was difficult for her.
I get angry when my writing gets challenged, sometimes, unless it's just an obvious mistake. I don't know about you, but if I'm convinced that a sentence is right, you know, I'm an editor's nightmare. Probably.
I don't. It's the old maxim that a writer only goes halfway, that the reader meets the other half. So, you know, the reader and the writer have to combine to have a good experience. And so, you know, the reader's opinions are important. The one thing that I think most people don't realize in the creative process is people think if they don't make a remark, well, I might have liked it better if, which is basically negative feedback. That if they don't give you some very mild negative feedback, that they're not helping you, or you won't think that they're helping. As a result, a lot of people make up things that infuriate writers and artists. And you know, that's just part of the process of growing through the business.
A few minutes left here on Profiles Mississippi Radio with our special guest, Mr. Steve Hicks, author and former advertising guru. Still is. I guess once a guru, always a guru. I'm Jack Criss, your host here at Profiles Mississippi Radio. www.profilesms.com is our website. Again, be sure to check out our blog. We update regularly. It's www.profilesmsblog.blogspot.com. Steve, walk us through a day, a writing day. How do you write? Where do you write? You know, P.J. O'Rourke still uses a typewriter, and a lot of writers do. I like to write longhand when I'm doing an initial sketch. I figure if Hugo could do it, I can do it. Tell me your style.
I write on a word processor. I write on an iMac. And as I'm writing, I'm constantly looking above of where I was and what's leading to what I'm writing, and I'm constantly going back and correcting, which a word processor is perfect for. My general, when I'm writing, I'm up 5:36, put the coffee pot on, do not turn on the TV, do not read the newspaper. As a matter of fact, we even canceled the Clarion Ledger 3 weeks ago, so I would not...
You and everybody else.
But so I would not be tempted to have the distraction.
Yeah.
And then I'll sit and I'll write. My goal is 1,500 words a day, and that's about 7 pages double spaced. And I write very tight first drafts. I mean, I'm going back and constantly editing as I go. Some people just say, put the junk out to get it out.
Yeah.
I don't. I have a tendency to write tight. And that can be anywhere from 4 hours to 7 hours.
But you write every day?
6 days a week.
Are there days when you just cannot, I mean, the block, because it's difficult. And I've told people, especially fiction writing, there are times when you could really put your fist through a wall. Or if you're like me, your thought goes faster than your fingers or your pen, and you lose a train, which is very frustrating.
Oh yeah, that always happens.
I keep a tape recorder when I do write that kind of material. But what do you do when the block appears, rears its ugly head?
Okay. The first thing I know to do is how to avoid it. And what happens is when I'm writing, and I know I'm at 1,500, I'll put a cliffhanger on it. It might not be a cliffhanger that'll last till the next day, but it's something that's going to give me a starting place the next day. You know, I'll get up, one of the first things I'm doing while coffee is being made is I'll read the chapter that I've done the day before, just to get into flow and all of that. And then it is pretty easy. You know, sometimes you just get blocked and you sit there and you stare at the screen and you stare at the screen and you beat your head on the table and you work your way through it.
Is there a chance that your former agent or a publishing house in New York could read The Fall of Adam or The Gleaner and say, gee,
Sure.
we like it, we want to, would they have to buy it? What would they do?
Oh yeah, I mean, it would go through the traditional mechanism then, and I would pull it from Amazon and create space until the new publisher had their edition in print.
Well, have you sent copies to?
I haven't yet. As a matter of fact, I went to Phillips Exeter Academy, and I just saw in the alumni magazine that someone that was a class ahead of me, who I knew lightly, is the head of Farrar Straus Giroux, which is a major.
Yes.
So he will probably get a couple of books.
So you've got to get over that shyness of self-promotion.
Oh,
Send
I
him a
know.
book, say, hi, buddy. Just a couple of bucks.
Oh, I know I do.
Check.
I
you
just
know,
have to get over it.
it won't hurt at all. Okay, so The Gleaner, The Fall of Adam, your other novel, the name escaped me.
Horizontal adjustments.
But the other one that
Right now, its working title is The Brotherhood of Man.
which is not out yet.
Right.
But your two are available at Lemuria,
Lemuria, Lorelei,
Lorelei in Vicksburg.
Amazon.com.
You've got to go see Hugh McCormick at McCormick Bookend.
I do. I want to.
He's a wonderful, wonderful guy. It's a great bookstore. You know, I'm looking forward to, I'll admit I haven't read your books yet. And since I'm cheap, you know, you brought me a copy. But,
There you are.
you know, tit for tat, I'm helping promote your book here. And I'm looking forward to reading it. What's down the road? What other novels are brewing in your head? Can you give us an insight or a peek?
The political novel, Brotherhood of Man, Political Revenge, is probably going to be till the middle of next year. I've got one that is a pure suspenser about a guy that kills a woman and her twin sister reappears. And he's a serial killer. It all takes place. I'm doing a lot of thinking on things in New Orleans. We used to have a second place down there, and I love the location. I thought of a series of 3 books that all take place in the same building. So
Well, we can't wait. There are a lot of things on the pipe.
always.
Steve, it's been a pleasure.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you, Jack.
And see, the hour's flown by. Steve Hicks. The novels are The Fall of Adam, The Gleaner, Horizontal Adjustment, which will be released soon, and as you just heard, a lot of other books to come that we have to look forward to. This has been Profiles Mississippi. I'm Jack Criss. Thanks for listening here at Easy 100.1, Jackson's true community station. We'll leave to a little Herb Alpert. We'll see you next Tuesday. And check your Facebook accounts. We'll let you know who will be on the show. Thanks to Jeff Sanders. Thanks to Steve Hicks. I'm Jack Criss. Have a pleasant and safe week. Thanks for listening.